The truth about passive income. Everyone wants passive income, but almost no one understands where it came from, what it really is, or what it actually takes to earn it. The term itself wasn't invented by entrepreneurs or wealth coaches. It was coined by the U.S. Internal Revenue Service in 1986, not to help people get rich, but to stop high earners from using paper investment losses to dodge taxes. Fast forward to today, and passive income has been twisted into a marketing buzzword. It's no longer a tax rule, it's a fantasy, promising effortless money through digital courses, rentals, dividends, or side hustles that often take years of effort, capital, or both. This article is here to cut through the noise. We're going to break down the myth, the tax code behind it, the actual income sources that qualify, and the price you'll always pay, either in time, capital, or systems. Let's begin with the illusion everyone's chasing. Welcome to 86 Don Finance YouTube channel, where we break down the hidden mechanisms controlling your financial life. Let's break it all down. No fluff, just the truth. Part 1. The myth. Let's get one thing clear. Most of what the internet calls passive income is neither passive nor income. It's delayed earnings dressed up as freedom. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and even best-selling finance books have glamorized the concept into something effortless. Start a blog, sell a course, buy a rental, and watch the money roll in. But behind every passive dollar is either years of upfront labor, significant capital investment, or a highly optimized system run by teams. According to research from the Bureau of Labor Statistics and Morningstar, most passive income sources, like dividends, royalties, or rental income, require maintenance, oversight, and in many cases, specialized knowledge. What people call passive is often just business in disguise, minus the honesty. The myth persists because it sells. It's easier to pitch the dream than to explain the grind. But if you believe passive income means money with no effort, you're not building freedom. You're buying a fantasy. Before you waste time chasing shortcuts, understand this. Sustainable passive income is possible, but it is earned. And the sooner you accept that, the faster you can stop chasing illusions and start building real leverage. Part 2. The IRS Backstory. Passive income didn't start as a wealth strategy. It started as a tax problem. In 1986, the U.S. Congress passed the Tax Reform Act, and buried deep inside was a new classification from the IRS, passive income. It wasn't designed to make people rich. It was created to prevent high-income professionals from using paper losses to dodge taxes. Wealthy investors were pouring money into limited partnerships, claiming losses from depreciation and interest, and using those on paper to offset their active income. No real money was lost, but the tax bill dropped dramatically. The IRS stepped in and drew a hard line. You could no longer subtract passive losses from active income. From that point forward, income had to be categorized. Active, earned from work; passive, from assets you don't materially participate in; and portfolio, dividends, interest, capital gains. It was a defensive move, a firewall to protect the integrity of the tax system. So no, passive income wasn't born to liberate you. It was born to regulate you. And somewhere along the way, marketers took that dry tax term and turned it into a fantasy, selling it as a lifestyle, when it was never meant to be one. Part 3. The reality. There is no such thing as income without cost. What people call passive is simply cash flow from assets, and those assets take work, capital, or both to acquire. You don't earn passive income by doing nothing. You earn it by building something valuable that keeps working when you're not there. According to Fidelity, even the most hands-off income streams like dividend stocks or rental properties, require upfront investment, risk management, legal structure, and ongoing decision-making. Nothing is truly set it and forget it. The U.S. Census Bureau estimates that only about 20% of households earn any passive income. The median amount? Just over $4,200 a year. Hardly financial freedom. Why? Because most people don't own cash-generating assets. They own expenses disguised as dreams, an underused course, a problematic tenant, a blog with no traffic. The reality is simple. Passive income is not a shortcut. It's the byproduct of previous work, discipline, and delayed gratification. It looks effortless from the outside, but beneath the surface is years of investment in knowledge, infrastructure, and capital. If you're looking for a way to skip the hard part, you're not looking for passive income. You're looking for an illusion. Part 4. The 5 real sources. If you strip away the noise, passive income comes from just 5 legitimate sources, not dreams, not hacks, but actual cash-generating assets. And every single one demands something up front. First, dividend-paying stocks. You invest real capital into mature companies like Apple or Johnson & Johnson, and they reward you with a slice of their profits. The average yield? Around 2 to 5%. According to J.P. Morgan, that means $10 earns you maybe $300 a year, not life-changing. Unless you're investing 6 or 7 figures. Second, real estate. Rental income can be steady, but only if you manage risk, maintenance, tenants, taxes, vacancies. Without a property manager or a portfolio approach, it's more job than income. Third, royalties and licensing. From intellectual property like books, music, software, or patents. But unless you have scale or distribution, the returns are modest at best. Fourth, digital products. Yes, a course or ebook can sell repeatedly, but only if you have sustained attention. Without an audience, there is no income. Fifth, private equity. You invest in a business, do none of the work, and receive a share of the profits. But access requires capital, credibility, and a long-term lock-in. These aren't shortcuts. They're systems, and they're built, not stumbled into. Part 5. The hidden cost. Passive income isn't free. It just shifts the cost to the front. And most people have no idea how expensive the front actually is. You will pay in one of 3 currencies: time, capital, or systems. If you don't have money, you'll invest time building blogs, coding products, writing books, pitching clients, fixing broken links. It's not passive. It's unpaid labor disguised as potential. If you don't have time, you'll need capital, often in 6-figure amounts, to buy dividend stocks, rental properties, or equity in private deals. And if you lack both, you'll rely on systems, automation, outsourcing, infrastructure. But systems cost money, experience, and the ability to manage complexity. According to Bankrate, fewer than 1 in 5 Americans earn any passive income at all, and for most, it's not even enough to cover groceries. The truth? Most people fail not because they're lazy, but because they underestimate the price. Passive income feels effortless only when someone else paid the price before. If it looks easy, you're probably watching the highlight reel, not the behind the scenes. So ask yourself honestly, are you willing to pay up front, in hours, in capital, or in discipline? Because that's the entry fee, and there are no exceptions. Part 6. The real purpose of passive income. Here's the part no one tells you. Passive income is not a tool to get rich. It's a strategy to stay rich. True wealth is built through active effort, launching businesses, solving real problems, generating value. Passive income comes later, as a shield, not a sword. According to U.S. Census data, Even among high earners, passive income represents a small fraction of total income. It's not the engine, it's the insurance. You build it so your money works when you don't. You build it to reduce dependency, not create luxury. When the economy dips, when you want to change careers, when you're raising children or facing health issues, that's when passive income matters. Not for show, but for stability. Morgan Stanley calls this income layering, stacking predictable cash flow from assets to cover your basic lifestyle, so your active efforts can aim higher. It's the difference between survival and sovereignty. If your expenses are $4 per month, the goal isn't to retire at 35. The goal is to cover that burn rate without panic. That's freedom. Passive income is not a fantasy, but if you treat it like one, it will stay that way. Treat it like insurance, because that's what it is. Conclusion: choose reality over fantasy. Passive income isn't a loophole. It's not luck, and it's certainly not effortless. It's a financial outcome, earned slowly, deliberately, and often invisibly. Most people never get there because they're chasing ease, not ownership. But those who do, they work actively to build assets. They sacrifice up front, and they treat money like a system, not a wish. If you want to win this game, stop asking, "How can I make money while doing nothing?" and start asking, "What can I build today that pays me tomorrow?" Because the only real passive income is the one you built with intention, protected with systems, and scaled with discipline. That's not sexy, but it's sustainable. And in the end, that's what wealth really is. Not income without effort, but security without fear. You're not just earning money. You're building the infrastructure to own your time. Start acting like it. Please note that 86 Dawn Finance does not offer advice on taxes, legal matters, investments, or finances. The content is intended solely for educational purposes and should not be considered professional advice. For personalized guidance, please consult your own qualified advisors. Although the information has been carefully researched and reviewed, it may not represent the latest legal or financial updates. Viewers are advised to confirm the accuracy and timeliness of the information, particularly before making any major financial or legal decisions. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and stay our 86 Dawn Finance channel.